What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is MrHurriicane, and today we're talking some Madden 18 as we have some new information after EA's press conference at EA Play, which kicks off one of the most exciting weeks in gaming with E3 of course, and now the EA Play that has been going on for a couple years. So, with Madden 18, we already know the game is going to be built in the Frostbite engine, we knew that for a while. But we also saw in the reveal trailer what looked to be some sort of story mode in the game with cutscenes. And today a lot of the talk around Madden was around this, and we now know it to be called Longshot in Madden 18, the new campaign for Madden NFL 18. And if you look at the website, there's a bit of information here. It says you play the story of an NFL prospect's road to the draft on and off the field in Madden's first ever story mode, Longshot. Now, Longshot got its own trailer today, and I'll link that down below in the description so you can watch that. And from the trailer, you can gather in the opening that the main character, who is Devin Wade, is a quarterback, and the first part of the trailer is a reporter talking about how he covered his career at Texas, and then asking where he disappeared off to. And if you go to the EA Sports website, it mentions that after 3 years away from the game, play as former 5-star high school quarterback Devin Wade as he takes one last shot to hear his name called on NFL Draft Day. Now, it would appear that there are at least 4 main characters in the cast of this campaign story, and it's hard to decipher the context behind all of the dialogue that's in the trailer, but knowing the characters will help a little bit. So we have Devin Wade, the forgotten college star played by J.R. Lemon, returns home to pursue his dreams and find football redemption. Then we have 3 other characters alongside him. Cutter Wade, played by Academy Award winning actor Mahershala Ali. Cutter was once a great athlete who dedicated his life to Devin and their shared passion for football. In the trailer, we see some clips of these two together when it looks like Wade is much younger. So it would appear we get a lot of backstory as to how Devin probably got to the University of Texas, what happens afterward, and then what is the path to get to the NFL. We also see Devin with Colt Cruz, who's played by Scott Porter. And I'm a huge Friday Night Lights fan, so I'm very excited about this, and he played Jason Street in that show. So Colt Cruz, played by Scott Porter, this happy-go-lucky jokester is a fiercely loyal friend who cares about Devin's shot in the NFL as much as his own. Now, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm assuming Colt Cruz is a wide receiver. That makes sense for the wide receiver-quarterback relationship there. We can see in here they're both wearing numbers, like 13, that's a quarterback number, 81 is a receiver number sometimes. Sometimes it's tight end, but who knows. And then we have NFL legend, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Dan Marino, who serves as Devin's mentor, who doesn't always play by the rules. We know that Devin Wade is from Mathis, Texas, and it appears he played for the Bullfrogs, who were 2013 state champions. And if we do some basic math here, it's 2017, so 4 years ago, you have the 3 years that he was away. Looks like maybe 1 year at Texas then after being a state champion quarterback perhaps. Just connecting some dots here. And of course it says, your decisions guide Devin beyond his hometown of Mathis, Texas on his quest to football superstardom. See if you have what it takes. Every choice you've made has led you to this moment. And that appears to be all the information we have right now about Longshot, but I'm already excited to see what this is all about. I was definitely interested after the first trailer, but now that we have some information, I like the setup to what is here, and it seems to be a very unique story. We have the decorated high school and college quarterback who left the game for 3 years, which is a long time for an athlete, especially in your prime years. So I'm assuming that Devin Wade comes back, and now he would be an old rookie, and I'm not sure if that'll be part of like the story and part of anything, but it's something I thought of. We see him also playing for another team in here. We see University of Texas gameplay against Oregon. That looks very cool. We see him at high school, but then we also see these Longshot uniforms and these games, and there's some trash talk going on, and if you pause right here, you can tell they're at the University of Texas by the Longhorn logos in the tunnel. So I want to know what this Longshot uniform, what this is all about right here. And overall, I'm just excited to play this mode. I definitely plan to probably go through this on my second channel when Madden 18 comes out later this year. It does look like we're all going to get the same linear story with the same characters, which is not a problem at all. I know people like having all the customization and whatnot, but when you have a linear story, I for one just think it's better. I don't think that a story like this would be any better if you could make your own player. I want the developers to tell their story, and that requires characters that you can plan around and build. And if you could make your own player who was like a wide receiver with a completely different backstory, then you change the entire thing, and it ultimately would become directionless. And I want to see a great story. So I think this is really cool to have some Hollywood level talent come in and help produce a story like this for a game that has never featured anything of the sort. So just a different way to play I think will be cool, and I plan to play this over on my second channel, I assume. Still not sure how good it's going to be. I know that there are a lot of mixed opinions about how well 2K does their stories for the My Career mode, and then there is what FIFA does with the Journey. I don't know much about either one of those, but I do like the setup so far to what the Longshot is, and I wasn't super excited about it after the first trailer. I was interested, but I'm more interested now that I know that there are these 4 main characters, and it just seems to be an interesting story, and I want to see what direction they go with it and if it's done well. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I'm seeing on Twitter that you don't actually play an NFL game in it, which I guess is surprising to me, but I'm not really concerned with the length of the story. I'm never really thought that you'd get to be like the entire career of this player. I mean, it's got cutscenes and all of this mocap acting and stuff like that, so I expected something fairly scripted and straightforward. I'm not sure how long the experience will be, but if it tells a good story, I don't really care. I think a lot of times stories like this are approached very differently in a critical aspect, where we don't apply to things like film or TV shows. Games are very different in the sense of expectations from how we experience them. It's not like watching a movie or watching a TV show, because we have some element of control, so it goes beyond whether something's good or bad. We like to know what we have control over and how we can impact the game, but I see this as just kind of a linear narrative, which is in many games, you know, Uncharted, great narrative, don't need to touch a single thing in there with customization. Horizon Zero Dawn, same thing, many games out there with that kind of a setup, and I just see that being applied now to a sports game, a genre where this is rarely done, and it's a new place for this type of thing to happen, as we've seen with the Journey in FIFA and what 2K has done with their player mode. So now it's Madden's first try at it, and I hope it goes well, and I guess we'll go from there. But the details so far have me interested. We'll see if it's fun to play and if it's a good story. One of the terms I've seen used so far in a lot of the interviews and whatnot has been that this is more of a playable movie. So that's kind of the perspective I have of all this. A playable movie, and it's not about, you know, going into your NFL schedule, playing games, and then having, you know, interviews after the game and whatnot about that. It's not that kind of a story. So it's about making it to the NFL, and the path here for Devin Wade is interesting, with him leaving football, the game entirely, it looks like, for 3 full years. And as I continue to research this, I have found on a Polygon article that Longshot begins at the NFL Regional Combines, which I am surprised is part of the game, just because it's such a small thing that not everybody knows about. There is the big NFL Combine, but then there are smaller regional combines that are for some lesser known talent to get some exposure. Then in a Game Informer article, it mentions that the Longshot has some different ways to play, basically. We have high school games, flashback to Wade's time at University of Texas, some 7v7 football. The article also mentions that Chad Ochocinco is in the game. Apparently, once you complete it, you'll get some rewards for Madden Ultimate Team, including solo challenges. So, I guess the best way to say this right now to me is that it's intriguing. I'm very intrigued by what the Longshot can be. I'm excited about the narrative, and just, I hope it's well written, and I hope that it's just a good football story. I'm a fan of good football stories. I love football movies, TV shows, or just listening to coaches talk about stories from the past that are actually real stories. So they have my interest now with the Longshot. And we'll see what it's all about later when the game drops in August. But as more news drops for Madden, I'll be talking about it here. I'll have a couple more videos out soon, at least one. I want to talk about the team play in Ultimate Team. And if there are any more info drops, I'll be talking about that here. But this is about the time of the year that we end up getting a lot of the info, but have not had the developer diaries yet about things like Franchise or Ultimate Team. So we'll get out into all that in due time. But let me know what you think of the prospects of the Longshot. Do you think this could be a cool addition to Madden? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel for more Madden 18 news and obviously content when the game drops. I'll be talking about it a lot before release, and then we'll get into the actual game per usual. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. I would appreciate it. But I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.